Alrighty then. I should be on, I should be live, and yeah. So good evening at the time of this live recording here. You guys should be able to hear me pretty well. Okay, I'm gonna attempt a kind of a surrealistic type of moon painting. Moon all of a sudden turns into a waterfall over some woodsy mountains, then maybe some rock mountains, or maybe a mixture of trees and rocks, who knows, as we progress with this thing. All right, what I did beforehand is just paint the stars in the night sky. All right, a little silhouette of where I want the grassy mountains, and might be some rocks or something in another waterfall here. All right, I'm contemplating whether I should keep the waterfalls white or not, and I might just do that. All right, but we'll see as we move along here. All right, hello Maria, hello Rosemary, and hello Billy. I see you guys. Thanks for stopping in. If you look to your lower right, I have phthalo green, phthalo blue, I believe. That's not, yeah, it might be, no, it's cobalt blue. I'm sorry, it's cobalt, it's lighter blue. It's cobalt blue, phthalo green. Some cad red, we'll sneak it in there somewhere. Probably it's going to be used for a mix. Got some, what is that, raw umber? Yes, raw umber and some titanium white. All right, so I'm kind of looking at how I'm going to tackle this a wee bit. I made kind of an error with the penciling in of the moon, because you can still see a little bit of that in there. So I might have to go back over that with white. But we'll see once again as we progress with this. All right. What I am going to do is, I guess I'll just use this is just a very wide filbert. Okay. And I'm going to start with the leafy mountains. Okay, I'm gonna block them in, and then we'll add the details with that. All right, I'm gonna pull out some of this green. I'm gonna put some cobalt blue in with the green. I still need it a little darker, so I'm gonna get a slight touch of red, and we're gonna gray that up a little bit. Pull out some more green. Let's turn this light on so you guys can, well, I know you guys can pretty much see it, but we'll get that shadow out of there. All right. We might add a few more surprises in this. We'll see. And right now, really, I'm just going to concentrate on blocking all of this in. I'm going to emphasize a little bit on the darkness aspect. I'll try to keep that sun rays or the little waterfall of the moon. I will try to keep it even for right now. Okay. Hey, I'm using a slightly larger brush, yes. It's just really to block in the area. I'll get rid of all of that white. All right. Very important to establish a nice little tree line in this. Right now, once again, I'm just blocking all of this in. It doesn't have to be perfect. Scribble it in, doesn't matter, because we're going to put deciduous trees in it. You may hear me hacking and coughing because I'm coming over a cold. All right, let's get a little more cobalt in there. A little bit of blue. Let's go back to our red. Mix it in pretty good. I've got a ton of brushes over here. When I get to the edge, I'll try to keep it as even as I can. It won't look like this by the time I'm finished, but I'll try to keep it as even as possible. As you see, I got a piece of tape here. It's just to establish the second waterfall, that's all. It will be a lost and found edges for the rock side of the cliff. And once again, I'm just rubbing all of this in. Doesn't have to look perfect or pretty, it's just you blocking in color. That's all. I'm using the same camcorders, but I did change the orientation of the setup a little bit. Okay, so I have to be mindful to keep my head back because the camera is physically much closer to me. The camera is really maybe 8 inches away from my back shoulder. All right, so I don't have to do a far stretch to change anything. I had to manipulate the board a little bit because the camera is lower. I don't have very much for trying to put it on a bracket or anything, or set my bracket up to anything. Right now it's on a window sill. The bracket comes out about 3 or 4 feet. It's actually a ceiling bracket, so I could have hung it up from above. I didn't want to go through all of that trouble, but I did change things around a little bit. Because of the angle of the board, and plus with the other 2 cameras, everything narrows in a little bit, but you can see it's a little narrow here, wider here. That's because the board is tilted back. All right, but that's why it looks the way it does. Okay, so we've got that established somewhat. I guess we can pretty much start on that. I could block this stuff in. I could, but we'll see as we go along. But we're gonna start on the trees, the tree lines. Once again, it's gonna look like deciduous trees. All right, far off. When I use, this is just an oversized filbert brush, what I'm using right now. Very rare that I really use them a lot. But that's basically what this is. It's just a giant filbert, okay? Every once in a while I'll just use them just to use them. All right. I don't know if anybody else is in here. I gotta sometimes reboot my chat. All right. My top chat. Why does it say top chat? No, live chat, please. All right. Okay, let's get on with this. I'm going to choose a brush that'll give me some good, good far away foliage. It's usually a brush that's seen better days, that are kind of ragged and rough. I think I'll deal with this one. It's not really too ragged, but it's got enough bristles to make it look like some type of foliage. All right, okay, let's get on with it. Let's take a little bit of cobalt blue here. Let's go back into our green. Little touch of white just to brighten it a little bit. And once again, this is just the fill in for far away trees. All right. I could probably zoom it in a little bit so you guys can really check this out. I gotta be careful how I do this. I did loosen it up just a bit. I gotta fight with it though. I just gotta be careful because my hands aren't used to the orientation of this thing. I think that should be fine right about there. You guys should be able to see that. All right. Okay. I'll start here from the corner. Let's see what we got here. It's somewhat bright enough. That'll work actually. Okay. I won't get rid of a lot of that underneath growth. I don't want it to look extremely super gaudy. Okay. But I want it to still maintain some sort of realistic quality to it. So I want it just bright enough to where you can actually see it. I think I'm gonna put a few of those in there like that. Have it hanging over a little bit. I might need to brighten that up a little. But if I can see it somewhat okay, then I'll just do it in the highlights. Something like that. But it'll make sense in a second or two. Sometimes when you do this, it might look a little odd, maybe even a tad bit confusing. Once again, when it's done, when it's said and done, it'll look a lot more. It looked like you did a lot more than what you actually did. Really. Okay. Let's get some more cobalt. A little bit of blue in there. A little touch of white. A little more cobalt. When you add white into whatever mix of color, it's never going to be that original color, so it's going to have that little bit of brightness to it. Okay. I'm right up on the top here. Just want to just hold the brush away. And it's just playful little taps, just slightly above the hill itself. Some unevenness to it. Like I say, I'll add little highlights to it. Pop some of these leaves in there like that. So it look like little faraway trees. Bring some out there like this. All right. Then I'll come back in here. We'll start adding little textures. Like I say, it won't look like much, but you'll see the difference when it dries. There's a slight variation in tone to them, and it's going to look like a whole bunch of deciduous trees, and we'll start to really shape what they look like in the highlights. And when I say highlights, they're not going to be really super bright, maybe to where the glowing falls are, but everything else will be a little more subdued. So I'm mainly looking for more texture than anything, but you can see that there's something there. I'll probably keep with this brush. I'll just add more white to it. I may add just a little touch of water to thin it up a little bit. I don't need a very heavy touch for what I'm going to do next. Very light touch. You see that the brush is open. Okay. All right. Oh, we'll start right from here. It's a very light touch, and you want very interesting kind of groupings going on with it. Okay, you come down a little bit, add them in there, but you want to do them really in groupings. It's like that. I'm turning my brush around. Going back in some more, because you want to see little bits of separation. You don't want like a glob of paint. Okay. You can make them rounded if you would like. Like, think of cloud shapes. Okay, but your patterning, your pattern is a little different, and you want them grouped so they look like just a large cluster of trees. What's also going to happen is the more I talk, the more I'm going to cough. But then again, if I don't talk at all, it will be a very long, drug out process of this painting. Don't know if we really want that. But it's something like this. Okay. We're going to work on the other side. As you can see, it really doesn't take too much, to get this going. A couple of very soft touches, just like that. And you make them a little rounded if you would like. And what I'm doing is I'm skipping around as I do this. Let's get a little touch of white. A little touch of cobalt blue. And a little touch of that green. Small touch of white. Water it down a little bit, because you really want a light touch, so you fill that brush up. Let's go up here and just a couple of light touches like this, and you're just really just tapping away. And once again, think groupings. Okay. Leave a space and do another grouping. Alright, so it's grouping, space, another grouping, space. I'm turning the brush in all different directions and such. I'm twisting and turning the brush. Still thinking of light groupings of trees. I tend to look at my monitor up here just to make sure everything is right and doesn't look too weird. Still checking it out. Okay, I'm going to take the paint that's on my brush, get a little bit of white. I'm going to separate it. I'm going to bring it right here so you can see the color shift there. And then where I feel maybe the direct moonlight is going to hit, and pop a little bit of that in there. The brighter you have it, the less of it you really need. So I'm just going to hit and miss. Of course, it's pretty close here. There. Yeah, well, I'm on like meds anyway, so I think some of the meds help fight off this thing. It's the first coat I had in a very, very long time. So still, it's a living nightmare to deal with it. But, mainly a lot of this is toward the top, like that. So it's not really all over the place. Okay. So as I'm looking at it, I'm checking it out. I probably put a few trunks in there. So tempted to say branches, but they're trunks. Let's get a little bit of brown. We'll mix the brown and this green together. I really don't want to waste paint, so I always have little ways of mixing the paint. That should be okay. All right, we'll tap a few of them in here, just very light. Pop them in there a little bit. And I'm just literally just going to tap straight lines in there, here and there. Some of them may catch, some may not. Almost looks kind of jungly when you do it. Make them in various sizes. I'm just taking the paint, bring it flat like that, wipe off my brush and get a nice swipe across. We'll do it on this side. I don't have to have them super bright. That won't be necessary. They'll darken up as you do them. As you see, I'm putting them all over the place. They're not exactly directly up and down. Usually I put them in the darker areas, those little darker patches there. Okay. You can put them closer together if you would like. Don't keep them so spaced apart. Like that. Once again, it starts to look more than what it actually is. Your eye, it's a lot for your eye to follow. All right, you can have some go into the falls themselves. Okay. We'll pop a couple on the other side here, just like that. Get them pretty close. But you know, you start to look, you start to see them here and there, in places there. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a great big fan of cough drops and things like that. Not anymore. Again, I'm usually by myself, so I don't do too much talking to myself. Honestly, I don't. Okay, but you see how quickly I've done this already. Okay, so we already established a sense of depth already. Let me do a little something here with this. If it's too crazy looking, I gotta get some of this pure white. I'll use some of this because I can still see. It just disturbs me to see that line. So let's get rid of that line. I might have to go over that a few times. It's just to get that pencil line out of there. But if it's too blatant, then I'm gonna have to cover most of this. But we're gonna do something with that edge anyway. I'm not gonna keep the edge of the sun, the edge of the moon that sharp. I'm gonna blend that. Let's pull back to see what I can do here. That should work. Let's pull back a little more. That should be all right. I could use this, but let's try this. Nah, maybe not. I think the better of it. I'm gonna use a brush with a finer edge to it. Just found one. This is like a perfect one too. This would have been well, it's a perfect brush for it. Dip my brush in some water. Use the tip of that brush. Just want the tip and just kind of, I'll get a little water. And just the tip of the brush. I don't want to do the whole brush. I'm going to go back and forth like you see me doing. All right. It's got water on the brush. Now, what I'm going to do is the bare edge will be on the outside. The white will be in the inside, obviously, toward what would represent the moon. Okay. Make sure I got enough to do this. You may have to do this a couple times. And right here at the edge of the moon here, I'm gonna just come here like this, and we're just gonna go right by the edge. You can just wipe. Now, obviously, I don't have enough paint, but that's fine. I'm gonna go back over it, get a little more paint. Dip my brush in some water. It's just to get the paint flowing. All right, we're gonna do it again. Don't be afraid to do this again and again till you feel you get it right. I'm pressing and just going in a circle. Now I'm twisting the brush so that my edge meets with the edge like that. And then as I go around, I just turn it around. You just got to get used to this twist and turn of it. And as you keep doing it, it smooths itself out and it turns into a nice little glow. Okay. You go back and forth with it till you get the intensity you're looking for. I like the fade out going to the darkness there. Okay. All right. I can make it a little more intense on the edge. Even if I have to go inside a little bit, that's okay. I'll go inside the edge like this. And it's just me really just rubbing back and forth with that color. This is why I needed the black to be totally dry in case I have to keep going over it the way I am. Really fade out that edge. I'm gonna get a little touch of white so I can kind of blend that out a little more. And get it as soft or as or as hard as you would like, but it's really the fade I'm looking for here. Fade into the darkness, and then once you get it to where you feel you want it, you leave it be after that. And I'll leave it alone. All right. Okay. Once again, when you do stuff like that, you're more than welcome to come right back to it and touch it up and everything. All right. Let's get rid of this tape. So we got the instant top to the other waterfall. Yeah, we got it. We're gonna mix a little bit of blue, a little bit of red. It's gonna give me some, because I got this cobalt, it's gonna give me kind of a sorry looking purple. Not really the best purple in the world, but that's okay. I'm not really looking for the best looking purple. Then I'm gonna add the brown in that purple. Once again, I'm just painting the base. We're gonna just paint the base for the rocks. I haven't done a painting in a while by choice. I really didn't have anything to paint. No subject, and when I don't have a subject, I'm not gonna really force myself to paint because it's gonna come out crazy. So I just rather not do it. I'm gonna get a little bit of water, put it into this mix, because all I'm doing is blocking color in. And since I want them to be more or less like rocks, I'll come right here and make it really rough looking. Especially on the edge where, I want it to look kind of rough. Once again, here's the waterfall right here. It's kind of my fault that I don't use enough color, but I'm gonna just use the brush and put it in there anyway. There, I'll just mix it all in. Guys gotta bear with me. Some people don't know that I'm live. All right, where were we? We'll come here and we'll kind of keep the falls a little bit on the straight side. No, not much like definition or deep detail. Let's get a little water here with this, because I kind of want it to be kind of a representation. Let's actually take this camera. I gotta be careful I don't shut this off. I gotta be careful where I gotta go downward. I gotta even it once I go down. This is awkward for me. You see how crooked it gets? And I gotta push it. Let's go down and push it. Oh, it won't let me. Hold on one second. It's got a couple handles on it, so I gotta be real careful when I loosen this handle. There it goes. There. See how I can even it out? Then I just tighten it. I have to be careful of that, be mindful of that, or we're gonna have a mess. All right. Now, as you see, it's starting to look a little more purple, so I'll just add some more brown. Get some water. This is thicker paint, so I can do this. And once again, I'm just blocking all of this in. As long as I got a nice straight line here, what's going on in here doesn't matter because it's going to be covered with rock texture. I just want it covered in. And I wanted you to see everything, so I gotta, once again, this is a different camera situation, so I had to adjust accordingly. But you guys should be able to see it. You guys are a little bit closer. Okay. All right. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. It really does. I can keep that there. It really doesn't matter because once again, you're just blocking in the area. Start off with brown, pop a little red and cobalt blue in there. I always do pretty much a simple color palette for those who would like to do something like this. At least, even if you don't, at least you know the colors that I use to get the, the type of colors that you see on the canvas. All right. Okay. Once again, let's start with a nice straight line shot of the waterfall. Very straight like that, just like this one was, just straight for right now. Then we'll make our little rock patterns here, which will be emulated with the rock texture a little later on. So it's a very simple composition. This is 16 by 18 canvas board panel. Alright. I was told to use canvas panel more than the watercolor paper. And if I choose to use watercolor paper, I'm going to have to double layer the watercolor paper so it doesn't bend and warp. It's pretty much done. The blocking in process of this. All right. Okay, like I said, I can put, I'll do one here. It doesn't really matter. You got two smiley faces. Doesn't matter. Now, what I can do after I hack in your ear, I'll add some rocks coming out here. Let's get a little water, sharpen that up a little better. You need a nice crisp edge, all right, to kind of pop those rocks out there like this. And put a little one there, maybe one of some size here, like that. All right. I gotta be mindful once again not to put my big head in the way. Once again, I'm just establishing little shapes. There, something like that. Oh, we'll put a little lip of something up here near the top. There's no detail in the falls. It's just represented like light. Okay. Just like that. All right. Okay. Don't worry about the streaks. You're not going to see none of this by the time the texture is in there. Okay. Hey, what's going on, Ernest? Okay. You see, passion for art. She done retracted 2 messages. I missed them. Don't know what she said. Okay. Hey Madonna, how are you? Alright. Okie dokie. Now since I used a little water in this, and you probably can hear the fan going. So it's at a nice 86, 87 degrees in here. I'll let this set up and dry. Alright. Okay. I'll probably keep it this close for the purposes of showing the detailing of the rocks. And on that note of detailing rocks, we can get the rock mix squared away here. Actually, I don't need none of this. I can just get rid of some of that. I'll just scrape it away. I do have a razor blade that can easily scrape this stuff away, just to clean this stuff up a little bit. I'll just use the palette knife for right now. I do have a large garbage bag right beside the palette here, so I can easily just get rid of the excess. I do have a beach towel on my lap that you can hear me wipe the blade off with. Let me get the color going. Alright, we can use a little bit of white, a little bit of this brown. We'll mix it in. You sure the keyboard messed up? It wasn't user error? You just say it. Okay. I highly doubt that'll be enough. Let's get a little bit more. It's just a brown and the white mix. I don't have to necessarily mix it solid. It can be marbled the way you see it right now. I'll take a little bit of it here and just spread it out like that. All right. Take a nice little swap across. And we're just gonna get some rock patterns going in there. Okay. Oh, we'll start from right here. And I'll just take it and let the paint break. Just like that. All right. I'm hoping you guys can see that pretty good. And I'll start right from the top here. Go right on across. And as I do this, depending on how much paint you have, you get palette knife, you get it pretty narrow, pretty close. You don't have to necessarily go downward. Okay. Pretty much omnidirectional until I put the highlights on there. I can go pretty much any direction I want. But as you can see, I'm going at a downward slant. So I'm using this knife and this method of doing it for the downward slant of the rocks there. I can take it and twist it and turn it around. And doing it this way, you can actually add more rock to it. See, then shape it up any way you want and curve it. I don't have any glycerin or anything to make this slide around. All right, so it's just really wet on dry, which gives you a pretty decent rock texture, actually. It's whatever you really prefer. All right. Take some more, slide it right out like that, zip right across, and you can really go through this pretty quickly if you like. As you can see, I'm turning it and twisting it. Like I say, it breaks really nicely. As you can see what I'm doing here. And I do like the texture that it leaves. Go up with it. Take some of it with you. The more comfortable you are with it, the more things you can do with it. All right. But as you see, I'm taking the downward slant. I can kind of curve that out like this. So I'm gonna stick with the curvature going this way with it. All right. So we're gonna do something really interesting on the shadow side. All right. You'll start to see different formations and shapes the more you do them. Okay. Oh, let's take it right across here. Let's get a nice size one right across here. We'll have it kind of connect right here. Now, as you can see, I have a curvature going, slanting going down, light's hitting from there. So when I use a darker color, it's going to go in the opposite direction. All right. So if you kind of pay attention to that format, let's have a curve here and come out and go back up in like that. So let's say what I'm painting right now is the lit half. The moon is just hitting on all of this. Okay, so you can come on down. You can have one come at like a curve like this. I'm just pressing and just wiggling and okay. Now we got a nice little curve here. Let's bring this out a little more. Like that. So now that I've got that, remember it's going to go either straight down or it's going to go in the other direction. Okay, so we're going to have all sorts of stuff jutting out and coming back and going forward. All interesting things going on with it. Yep, I'm gonna have to make some more, and that's fine. I usually find that I have to a lot when I do this. And that's fine. Once again, if you're starting to do this, it's best to have kind of a simple color palette like I have here going on. Spread it out a little bit, all right? Don't necessarily have to use it. You can use a larger palette knife if you feel comfortable to do so. Usually people would just be accustomed to using what they're just used to using, really. Okay. Yeah, I'll have something kind of come across here. Just like that, and come on across. Right down on the bottom there. And I just kind of press it and move it around there. It's like that. But you can start to see the formation. You get to see, the pattern and what they start to look like. Okay. And you can never really tell that there was a little smiley face in there. All right. Okay. Right on this side here, we'll just kind of get a nice little curve going like that. Spread it out. Actually, I can just use some of this here and I'll just keep it flat and just add some texture like this to it. Just press it down. Just like that. Once again, it's me really not wanting to waste paint. Come here. Get a little bit of one in there like that. Come on here. Come across. Get it really close to that edge there. Just like that. Like that. Oh, let's get something coming over here on the edge like this. Kind of bring it this way and flatten it out. Like that. Okay. I like that. Let's kind of come around in a circle. Like that. I better be careful with me playing like this because I'll end up sculpting a face or something with it. I've been known to do that too. Actually, I like that little. So let's do something with that. Let's kind of create something right up in here like this, and bring that around. Bring that a little closer. Once again, there's no detail in the water itself. The water is going to be plain and white. In doing that, you got to really show off the detail of its surroundings. You guys are pretty quiet. Nobody wants to speak today. Nobody wants to speak today, huh? The green, the cobalt blue. Okay, it makes that weird darkish purple gray that's happening with it that you see here. I'm gonna need plenty more of that, so bear with me 1 second. My cat is I wish I could just show you where she's laying, but she's laying here looking dead at me. Like, will you shut up? I'm trying to sleep. That's what I deal with. A little more of this umber. Put the umber right in here. Appreciate it, Billy. I don't know if I put the others to sleep or not. I'm getting a little more brown. Touch of red in that brown. A little bit of blue in all of that. We're going to mix that all together. So basically what I'm doing is I'm dulling out that purple. Now I want more of a grayish purple, so we're gonna add some more blue in there. There we go. This actually makes a really good mountain mix also. And it makes a good shadow color if you add water. So it makes a good glaze color. That purple mixed in it. Once again, I'm doing the rocks wet on wet on dry. We'll just spread that out like that. I should have more than enough to do what I want to do with it. All right. what we're gonna do is take our darker color. Now we're not gonna omit this reddish brown going on there, but we do need our deep darks. So this stuff looks three-dimensional. All right, so we got our lit half here. Why doesn't that look great to me? That's better. All right. Okay. So we went pretty much, as you can see, the angled side here, going to the lower right. So we're gonna go to the lower left, going down that way in this direction. All right. We'll start right here. So you go right next to that side of the rock with your dark color, and here you go. Just start making it happen, Captain. I'm not pressing real hard at all, actually. Just get enough on your blade. Come down here. Come on across. It can go by pretty quickly. Now, because it's wet on dry. All right. It will dry really fast. Be mindful of that. And once again, you don't want to get rid of all of your maroon color that's underneath all of this. And you don't have to do that. Keep in the same angled direction though. I'm just spreading that color out, get a nice roll of paint. You choose how dark you want the crevice to be, how light you want it to be. Truly up to you. Obviously, the more solid it is, the deeper looking the crevice. Okay. And I gotta remind you that I'm painting wet on dry. There's no glycerin or anything to slide and help. Hey, Sonia, how's it going? Yes, her new nickname is Trouble. But she came in a little bit later, so she can't say there's a sock or anything in the formations of it's a little too late now. We're already off and running. So that's one advantage. She can't trap me off today. I tend to do a lot of, I have to sometimes stop myself. I tend to do a lot of, not really plain Jane type of paintings. I've always got to do some kind of special effect or something odd or crazy. Maybe people don't want all of that. You know, maybe I'll just do just a regular, simple scenery painting. Then I think I don't do it because once I do enough of them, I start to get like really bored. But I really don't want to bore myself and bore everybody else. This method that I'm using with the palette knife, if it starts to get blurry, it's because the more detail and stuff I add, the camera's got to try to adjust and capture all of that. Okay. Once again, I'm doing this wet on dry, so there's nothing coating this paper or the palette, the canvas. Nothing at all, actually. So a lot of it is just hand pressure. Now, when you don't have anything to keep the canvas slick, all right, you have to adjust your handling of the palette knife, or even brush for that matter. You have to do it a little more forcefully, okay? But it all goes according to how much paint you have on your blade. All right, I tend to not to have the paint so thick on the blade when doing mountain texture type deals. And as you're doing them, because I'm looking at this as I'm doing it, some of these can be a little darker, and it's no problem. Just kind of block it in a little bit, move it around a little. It's still, the paint is still breaking up and doing this thing, which is cool. All right. We're going to move on to the other side. Spread the paint out a little bit. Go on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. This time, opposite direction. So we're actually for this one, I think I might go more of a downward angle. Let's see, let's give it a shot. Just kind of go in and downward. We're going a downward angle on this side. Now, it might be difficult for you to see it because this is where the light from over here is. It's kind of beating up on this. It's really shining on this side here. But you can see by the reflecting of the wet paint that by the paint reflection, you can see where the light from the bulb is at here. What I'm trying to say. Now, as I see me doing this here, we're going to have our final highlights coming through. Once again, I got to be careful that I don't end up sculpting a face or anything, which is not really what I'm looking for today. Yes, I will borrow some from somewhere else. Bring it over there. All right, let's take some white. It's like that. Go right across. All right, let's kind of pop in some highlights. Very, sometimes all you gotta do really is just tap a few where you think they might be, and only on the lit side. Very light, because what you have is the paint on here already has a texture, and so you just bring that texture onto the rocks itself. Especially where you think the moonlight is directly hitting against here. Don't have to put too much on. Usually on this edge. Well, let's keep it away from where you see the waterfall. You don't want to butt it right up against the waterfalls there. Oh, like a couple of them right here, kind of slinking across over this way. A couple of them right in here. Thing is, with highlights, you pretty much going in one direction. I'll probably just keep it just like that. Get a little something there, but not around it here. I'm gonna try something real quick. If it works, cool. If it don't, I won't do it. Put a little cobalt blue in the dark area, right around it here somewhere. Some deep kind of thing going on here. It is just kind of where the edges are. All up in here. Like I say, if it works, great. If it don't, I'll, cover it up or something. But right up around here. So that weird refracted light thing. It's like that. If I see that it's kind of working, then, as you can see, I'll just keep going with it. And probably where there's not much light going. Something like that. Spider on my head. Must be talking about this do-rag, because I don't know what else you're talking about. Okay, over this side. All right, go back to our white. Let's mess with some things over here. Okay. Now that we've done that, I'm not gonna pull the painting out yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not necessarily yet. We're not done yet. Almost. We're getting there. Okay. I'm thinking of something here. Bear with me 1 second. I'm thinking of something. Thinking of something. All right, let's take this. We'll take some of these dark colors. Take some of what's left here. Some of this brown, some of this blue. It's a weird, funky kind of a gray color we're doing here. I don't think I have enough. I don't think I got enough, but we'll make do with it. I don't think I got enough, though. It bothers me sometimes when I know I don't have enough paint, but then again, I didn't think I was gonna. We'll kind of do this. I don't have enough. All right, now let's do it again. This. Do I got enough blue here? Kind of, sort of, not really much of it. It'll do though. It'll work. Where am I at here? Now we need more blue. It's not blue enough. It's not gray enough. Let's try this. Yeah, that's better. A little better. I kind of know what I want to do. I'm just plopping on paint right now. I'm just blocking that stuff in. You'll see what the heck I'm trying to do here. I think I'm just blocking it in right now. All right. What I'm about to do, besides talk with a brush in my mouth, these flowers aren't really the most difficult to do. It's probably why I'm kind of going haphazardly lazy with it, but they're not the most difficult. It's really, the trick is in the petals themselves. Get some glycerin and loosen up the paint. I'll do this one first. Let's say we'll add a petal right here. Like that. Really put it in there. All right. Let's get plenty of this color. I'm up here playing around with it. There we go. Get some glycerin. Pop it in there. So that's one petal right in here. We'll do the other petal right here. We're just kind of pressing. We're just kind of go in like this. And we'll curve it around. So there's one petal there. We'll redo this one. Like that. Get some more paint. Here, we'll mess with this one here. Pop it right in there. Twist it around there. Each one of these petals are like their own separate little entity unto themselves. All right. It's like that. Each petal, their own thing. Just like that. All right. All right. Okay. You have to explain yourself a little bit better, Jessica, when you say you can't see it. You can't see the flower yet? I don't understand when you say you can't see it. Because there's a little bit of a delay when you type and by the time I see it. So I may have said something and then I'd have forgotten it. right, it's another petal. You can't see the flower? Okay. That I understand. All right. That's all right. You will. You just don't see it yet. But you will. I promise. You will see the flower. You'll see it. I'm also probably doing a flower you're not familiar with me doing. Okay, but it's definitely one in there. Now I'm using glycerin in this paint, fairly heavy, because once again there's no glycerin on the board itself. So the paint's got glycerin in it. Okay. We got one more. It's over there. Maria, are you still here? Yeah. Well, somebody kind of gave me an idea about something, and I just kind of went with it. I got to be mindful once again to get my head out of the way. I forget. I am soaking this brush with glycerin, but I'm also mixing a lot of paint with it too. Actually, I think I can get away with that. You really woke up then, didn't you? Okay, yes it is your flower. Yeah. Yes, it is. Okay, there's a darker base here to this. The reason why I'm showing you this is because you were going in the right direction. You were going in the right direction. All right. I really want to do that one first, but I'm not going to. Let's do the one that's going behind. We do that one. I'm just cleaning off this brush. I really don't need this brush for it. All right. But you have to separate each petal. Each petal is its own little island. And if you can see, after I put the dark base on, I put the blue in there, but I kind of faded it out almost in a circle in the middle. Even this one, even though you see part of it, and most of it's going to be gone by tape anyway. But still, these two. We'll concentrate on these two. I'm going to call this the sickly episode of grayscale painting. All right. So, because I kind of like the dark undertones going through this, I'll probably show you more on this one than on this one. This one here, I'll kind of do it the regular way. So let's get some white paint here. We'll just put it right in with the blue we already have right here, but mostly white. Okay. And pull it towards you. I need to add glycerin to this. But pull the stuff towards you. All right. Pull it towards you. Okay, we'll start with this one. Let's start with the edge. Whatever you want, well, let's start with this one first, because it's going to be in back of these two. We'll start with this one first. Okay, you got the little star thing. We already did all the base color, but now we're doing pretty much the highlights. So this guy's in the back. We'll start right here. We'll flatten it out. We're kind of follow that, and we're gonna make it disappear. More glycerin. It's not. I can feel you will probably use water if you don't have glycerin, but you can feel the paint grab when you do that. All right. I'll do it again. Press, overlap, and just make it kind of disappear there. In the middle is usually the highest part of the flower that comes down the furthest. Okay. Come down furthest. And then you just kind of curve, overlap, just like that. Just then you go right down. If you don't want the striations in there, just wipe them away. All right, but leave it alone. There you go. That's actually perfect right there. All right, pull the brush towards you. Let's go with this guy in the bottom right down here. Right on the edge, push, you press, and then as you get towards the middle, you just lift up, and you lift up. If you don't want the striations, go over them. It doesn't matter, just go over them. But that edge right here, this edge, you separate that edge a little bit. All right, and smoothly, just make it as smooth as you possibly can. Okay, all right. I don't think I have to touch the glycerin. I'll just add more paint. It makes it a little more opaque. Now the white's contaminated with the blue, which is even better. This petal is in front of this one, so here, let's do this. Watch what we're going to do. Watch what I'm going to do here. I have the edge here, right? So let's do it this way. Very thin. You get thicker, and then you go thin again. Now you got a fold going on the inside there. Okay. So I don't really have to do much to it, but just add that line there. Now you got an upturned petal. Okay. Don't have to add much of that. That petal's turned this way already because of that little edge there. All right. Okay. The next one doesn't have to have it. It's going to be covered anyway. So I'm just right here by the edge. Just come on and you turn the brush. Get that little edge going right there. You can't see it. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Ernest. All right. But I do appreciate you coming in. Where was I? All right. I'm just doing the outside of this flower here. And I'll just curve it in. Just like that. Now you see little striations in there. I can just wipe them right away. My head was in the way. Gotcha. You guys got to be specific. Okay, now I see what you're saying. Yeah, I got to be conscious about that. And my head was in the way. All right. Before we got the other flower, I'll be mindful of that. But thank you. Now that you're specific about that. You said you can't see the flower. I'm like, huh? That's right. Change the camera angles. My big head is in the way. My bad. That's my fault. I got to get used to the camera angle. Because if I shift, yeah, my head is in the way. My fault. But we'll do it again. We'll do it again. This petal is in, well, it kind of don't matter because this flower is in front of it anyway. But we'll do it again. Come here, and you just fade away. Don't get rid of all of your base color. Yes, I am going to paint red on top, like that other flower don't exist, but I know that flower is on top of this one, so it's okay. Okay, it's all right. Okay. All right, watch this. Now we already know that this flower is in back of that one. It's all right. Let's just take pure white. This flower is on this petal is on top is on top of this flower. I'll just give it a push and go in this direction. And I'm just emphasizing that this guy, this edge is here on this guy, and then we just kind of curve it in. All right. All right. Now here. Actually, man, we'll do it here. I'll give a push, a slight push, gives me an edge, and then I'll just kind of a little push, and I'll fade that away. It's just a little edge of brightness there, and you do it as much or as little as you feel. Okay. All right. I really don't need any on the bottom of this. I really don't need nothing right here, so I won't do that. Let's go with this flower right here. Now this flower is in front of this one, so it'll obviously be a little brighter. Let's do the petal that's actually in front of this. All right, and I'll just do it, I'll do it this way. I'll give it a little push, press, and you release. Push, press, and you release. Push. Push, release. So that petal is in front of this one. It's brighter. As this dries, it sets and gets darker. So this is gonna really pop out front. All right, and I'm just using straight titanium white. It's going to be contaminated by the blue anyway, so it's all right. Here, let's get a nice thin line of white, and just like that. Okay. This one here will kind of we'll add a fold in here. We'll come here real thin, and we're gonna push, 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 push. It goes thin again. kind of disappears like that. Now you got a upturned leaf. All right. And I'll just bring the striations. An upturned petal like that has its own little vanishing point. I did it again. I put my head in the way. I think it was my glasses. I just learned to stay way back here somewhere. Okay, right in here. Give it a little push and bring it in there. Push. Let's get one kind of crazy going down this way. And we'll curve it, go on in. Actually, we'll get some glycerin. The titanium white's a little too tacky. You want the paint to go across kind of smooth. Now this one, because it's over the waterfall, we'll come here on this edge and fade it away. Now we're just going to overlap. It's going to be smooth here, and we're just going to overlap and curve it the other way. And what you see me doing, I'll just keep repeating the strokes. It get a little more blue, Depends on how much of it you want in there. And you know, get a little confidence. Just go, go for the gusto. Just go for it. Let's say if you got something that's a little too abrupt. And you can always kind of fade it out. You can go into the color this way, like that. See that? You push some of that blue back into it. Or you can just softly just pat it down like this. All right, and then you kind of rub over it again. See that? That's all. Just keep repeating the strokes. What happens is that when people do these, they get a little intimidated. Keep repeating the strokes. Or they're scared they'll mess up. Even if you do, you can correct it. So you can always correct it, but you see I'm just going around and in, around and in. In the middle is pretty much straight, but it slowly curves on each side. That's how you get the look of those petals. Okay. Now you got 3 bright ones. That one's not as bright, but that's fine. Okay, you don't want to compete with this. Okay. All right. Same thing. I'm gonna just use the side of the brush. It has paint on it, but it's not really bright paint. Then I'll just kind of curve, and curve. Now what I'll do is I'll just wipe the paint off the brush, right? I'll just press, and I'm just getting rid of that excess, and I'm smoothing things out a little bit. Some of that darker color is coming up underneath all of that. See? Repeat. That's all. Repeat, and repeat. I had a nice little message, fam. My blessed head was in the way. Nice and direct. I like that. Once again, if my head's in the way, tell me to get the hell out. No, I'm just kidding. Just tell me to get out the way. Because I do forget. Let's give it a little bit of a shine right here. Just like that. That's just my liberty of just having something pop out there. All right. Okay. Now that we got those two done, we got this fella right here. So let's see if I can bring this down and bring it. I gotta think opposite. Just like that. That should be it for you. Okay. If I move my head, all right. Be careful. All right. Let's put a little bit of glycerin in this white paint. We're almost done. Now, you really don't see a middle because the middle's off the page, but that's okay. We'll create something interesting here. So we all know it's going in that direction. All right, your strokes will appear, you know, they will go in that direction. I'm gonna start from the bottom. Okay, I got the brightest amount of paint. Even technically I should start here, but it's gonna kind of mess around with that. Yeah, well, not really. Let's start from, now let's start from here. I'll give it a little push and we'll come here and do one of these numbers. Give it a little push and we'll come here and do one of these numbers. Give it a little push and we'll come right on in like that. Real smooth like it. We'll end it like that. Because these petals they're kind of strange in their kind of folds and stuff. We're gonna come underneath here. Just like that. We're gonna kind of cup it there. And I'm feathering out that tail end. That's all. Just like that. Alright. No, the waterfall is going to be white, Jessica. Just plain white. Just the way you see it. Just the way you see the waterfall right now, that's the way it's going to be. It will not have little water lines or anything going through it. It's just going to be white. You'll see as I when I pull away. I'm getting agitated now. It's the cough. Okay. But I knew if I kept talking, I'm gonna keep coughing. And I already talk low, so with me coughing like that, it just makes it worse. I think I done put my head in the way again. I'm so sorry. It's something I gotta get used to when I change the format. Oh, this cough is something else. Sorry, you guys gotta endure this. I don't talk loud, so it's probably difficult for you to hear me sometimes with the fan going, and then I got a cough on top of that, so I get irritated because I know you guys can barely hear me, and then I keep putting my head in the way. That's not good. As you can see, as I'm doing this and complaining, I got different strokes going in different wavy patterns in different directions. But it's still going toward the middle. Even though you don't see the middle would really be right over there. Okay. All right, let's get going there. Let's continue on. Yeah, let's try something before I do that. Let's get a little bit of blue. We'll just put it right here. We'll pull it. All right, I'm gonna try something here. Let's go here and we'll just kind of pull that in like that. And we're gonna come here, well, no. I don't know if I can get away with the striations, not for what I want to do with this. We're gonna have an upturned upturned petal. We're gonna come here. I'm doing the edge first, and it's just not a paint. It's like that, and we're gonna kind of come to a point there. All right. Let's take some of this bluish white here. Cup it, and we're gonna go right to a point there like this. All right. I'm gonna clean off the brush here. Use pure white. We're at a tough spot because of the glare of my light bulb is right in this spot. Let's turn this. Let's bring this down. When I say, well, no, bring it up there. Put it like that. All right, so we need an edge here. Slight push and go in. Slight push, bring it in. Slight push, go on in. Slight push. This is just a bright color here. We're going toward the middle goes straight down, and we slowly go in the other direction. Like that, and like that. And lightly pull those striations. Overlap if you got to, and remember it goes straight down. And it slightly curves and goes in the other direction. Alright, so now you got a pillow kind of turned that way. Alright, okay. Okay. I wouldn't blame you if you did, if my head's that much in the way. Let's brighten that one. We'll put the stamens in because it's starting to dry up a little bit. So I'll just give it a slight push and go in. Push. And this is all pure white. And you see it got these ragged edges to them, which is great. That actually helps. There. And we'll give them a little point there. All right. Okay. Let's get the centers going. Actually, I got to put the leaves in there, but let's get the center. Let's get the centers going. The centers aren't too bad to do. I'm pretty sure my cat called me a creep and just left. She's laying in front of my couch. It's 10 o'clock. I didn't expect to be on this long. Yeah, I got enough. I'm just taking a makeup brush. And we're gonna nicely pat the center in a circular kind of a thing here. Just like this. And we'll get it a little bit brighter on one side. We'll have the brightness over here. Just like this. A little brighter on one area. Like that. God dog it. I'm sorry. Of course you guys can't see that. So sorry. Boy, oh boy. I am screwing up. This is terrible. I think it's just me being sick. I've done this before where I messed up terribly when I don't feel well. It's because my mind, I'm not concentrating on it like that. It's just the way my body operates. When I'm not feeling great or whatever, I'm just all miscombobulated. I'm just a mess. Being sick throws me really off my game, and then I get agitated. All right. Anyway, enough excuses. Let's get on with this. That's right, you are an hour back. I forget that too. I do forget that you are an hour behind me. Okay. Let's go back to our other brush. Let's get use a little bit of red today. Why not? You're not going to see the stamens or the middle in this one, just the leaves. A little bit of red. And we'll sneak some white in there. We'll brighten it up a little bit. Alright. And we'll come here, just like that. And we're going to put this little point in there. We'll curve point there, curve it. Try to make these things so stiff, so we'll just give them a little curve there. Alright. Add a little more white to it somewhere in there. And we'll highlight one particular side of this guy. Just like so. Alright. We're going to do that all over again with the other one. Right in here. And we're going to curve this guy. We'll probably get this curving right by the waterfall here, like this. Why not? Add some brightness to him there on the side there. I should have enough to add that. It's not bright enough. Let's get some more white. There we go. Pop that guy in there like this. Let's open this one up too. A little brighter. Okay. All right. No. It's a cold. It's an actual cold. I'm actually coming out of it, so you end up telling you to feel worse coming out of it. So let's go back to my think I got enough green. All right, let's put some. I'm gonna put some leaves in here. I'll just pull back a little bit. Put it in focus for you. There. Okay, let's get some leaves happening. We'll just hit the green here. Yeah, we'll use a little cobalt blue with it. Cobalt blue, a little green. Okay. I know I'm gonna need more white, so I don't even know why I'm playing around. Let's get some more titanium white. So I ran out of the other stuff. Alright, that should be enough for the rest of this project here. Oh, let's get some red. Let's darken them a little bit. Alright. We get a little bit of vegetable glycerin, just a touch. Set it up here. Alright. Let's have one kind of appear right in here. Lost and found, we'll kind of put it in there. Let's get some ragged looking leaves, looking petals in there like that, and we'll block this in. Okay, just like that. All right. Okay. Now with petals, it's like the shape of a kite. All right. So let's say if the kite is, I might have to show you on the other one, but if the kite was like this, okay, and then it'd be like a triangle like this, and I'm gonna curve it a little bit. Okay, and then you take the angle, you press, and you just come on in. And each one, if you would like, because there's let's say the point is like right there, and you just aim the strokes toward that point, and you just lift up. You press, pull, and release. Press, pull, release. Press, pull, release. Going toward that point. Press, pull. That's how you get the very familiar leaf angles that you see me do. Okay. I'll have this continue. I'll just have it appear to go right behind the flower there. All right. Okay. You can get these guys to overlap also. It makes them look interesting so they don't look like a mechanical cutout or something. So let's have one maybe shorter right here. He's all in between this actual petal right in here. Like I say, you can kind of make it look a little ragged, a little crazy. He's behind this leaf here, or this petal. And he just fills out right there. And I'm gonna just kind of put it in there like this real fast, just like that. All right. So you already have two. I don't necessarily, like I can put one down in here even though you won't really see it at all. All right. You could tell one's going to be there though when I put the center vein in there. I'm just getting some more cobalt. I'm getting some more cobalt into the green here. A little touch of red, darken it up a little bit. All right. Let's kind of pop one. Yeah, we'll put it right by the falls here. Okay, just like this, just like that. And then once again, we just do a press, pull, release deal. You'll definitely see this in the highlights. You'll see what I'm actually doing. I don't want to keep you guys here all day. chop it up that leaf a little bit like this. And we'll put them right in here. Have them cross the falls, just like that. All right. And put them right in there. Just like that. All right. I'll have one kind of come here in front of that falls right in there. I'll be mindful once again to try to keep my big head out of there. This is horrible. I kind of get discouraged when when it doesn't go according to how I want it sometimes. But, you know, things happen. I gotta learn to accept that sometimes crap happens and me having this cold, you know. Alright, so we got one there. Alright, 4, technically 5 now, even though, because you really don't see that one. Alright, let's get to get some light going here. Alright, clean off the brush. Let's get some glycerin in this stuff here. I don't have to have it perfectly light green, doesn't matter. Alright, and here we go. Let's start right from here, right from the lit side. We're just gonna press, pull, and you release. Press, pull, release. Press, pull, release. Alright. Get that. Oh my God. Alright. I see right now I'm gonna have to I know what I'm gonna have to do. I have to slide the chair back over way to the right or to the left. Because it's just not gonna work this way. The camera's way too close to me. Like I said, the camera's less than 6 inches away from me. So it's causing a big mess. Because I'm not paying attention to, I'm used to the camera being a foot back. And it's right here by my shoulder. So when I scoot over, you guys don't see anything. So that is my fault. I just realized that when I looked up. So I think this video I'll probably end up trashing. Because it's just too much distraction of everything else. And it's just not good. You know. I'm a little angry at myself for that. So I apologize, Maria. It looks like this one won't be I don't think this one's going to be too good, any good for you. Might have to do this another time. It's just not turned out, you know, the way I want it for you or anybody. It's very, very disappointing. I did not know that all my head was in a way like that. I just don't like it. All right, we'll let that dry a little bit, just a little. But the blue, the cobalt blue, maybe a slight touch of red in the cobalt blue. A little bit of glycerin. So we get a little bit of glow with the dark leaves. I'll sit back and you'll see it. It's only on the tips to give the impression they are there. So it's just dark on top of dark, but you can see it's blue, so you still see a little bit of that. So you still got that contrast. Very important. Still got that contrast going on with it. All right. T is a little bit of a vein right in there, even though you don't really see the leaf that much in there. Okay. It's a little disappointing at times. It's usually just me being a little angry at myself for, you figured I would know better, but it's just force of habit, really. Once I get used to the camera situation being the way it is, I'll have obviously a little more control over it. We're going to brighten up some highlights to bring those leaves out in front a little more. It's just a brighter part of the leaves. Just kind of pop them in there real quick. Get it really bring them out front. And it's good against this pure white. So each one's like a little layer you put it on top of the other. Now, I make it look easy. I've been doing it a while. So even in my present raggedy state, I'm still able to pull off something here. It's just me doing it and doing it, doing it. All right. I know I sound terrible now, but you should have heard me a few days ago. It was really, really bad. So I'm actually coming out of it. I'm just coughing a lot because I'm talking a lot. So, you know. Let's go over here. Let's do this. The veins are, you don't have to put them in there. I never used to put them in here at all. I think somebody asked me why I didn't put them in there. And I started doing them. But I never really put them in there. And then people, I guess, like the veins. But if I get a request, if somebody wanted me to do a commission on the flower, they don't want the veins, I won't put them in there. I just got accustomed to putting them in there. You don't have to. It's really your preference if you know if you want to do that or not. Yeah, I don't feel good. Well, yeah, I'm sick. I feel a lot better than what I have been 2 days ago. It was bad. It was bad. I did the church service like that. I was sick. But, you know, the service had to go on. And nobody else couldn't do it. So I had to just go out there and do my thing. Do it. Get it done. So, had to do it. One last bit here, I think. I'm trying to think if there anything else I wanted to add. I'm trying to think. I can't see on this side because of the glare of the lights. So I have to look at the TV monitor to see what the heck I'm doing here. Guess it would help if I put a name, a signature in here somewhere, right? Once again, I have to put it on the right-hand side. Let's pull this camera back and actually, while I got the mind to do it, let's get rid of this. I'm pretty sure you guys seen a painter's razor blade there, and that's what I'm using. this stuff right up and out of here. Like I said, I got a very large garbage bag here with a shoe rack in it. So just goes right in the water at the bottom of the bucket here. No fuss, no muss. Then the rest I'll just wipe off with a Windex. Scrape it off. I got my towel here. Rub the excess off the blade. Put the blade back up. I think I showed the process of me doing this before. I do go through paper towels. I won't lie. I go through a lot of them. But as you can see, this stuff comes right off. Okay. There you go. Clean as a bean for the next go around. All right, let's get rid of this. Let's pull this back. No. Well, I could make it full size, but I don't think you guys will see it very well. We'll see. Let's pull this back, and back. And let's, oh man, I gotta touch this correctly here. If not, it's gonna be a mess. I gotta turn it a certain way. There we go. Alright. That's the top. This is very awkward for me to do this. It's just different. Okay. I think that's good right about there. I think I can pull back a little more, right? No, as far back as it goes. Alright. Put it back in focus for you. There we go. All right. Yeah, my brother gets allergies really bad. I don't get allergies. But he gets them. So he has to be extremely careful. No, mine is not an allergy. I got a cold in the summer. I got a summer cold. To which I've had before. See, allergies, you get reddy eyes and tear and everything. I didn't get that. No. But anyway, well, there you have it. You got your little moon glow. To which I can probably, I got rid of the white paint, but I could even emphasize that glow even more, but really don't need to. You don't see really too many of the rocks jutting out because the way I got the leaves and everything going forth. But yeah, the moon, the ray, the waterfall. So it's actually all, you can't really tell because obviously the moon is just a straight shot down, but it's moon, waterfall. Okay, so it's kind of different, kind of surreal, very odd. I don't know how it would look if I took it off of this 3-camera deal. I don't know if it would be more distorted or what, but we're gonna give it a try. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, because you won't see my face, actually, you hear my voice. But as you can see at the weird angle, the desk is narrow here. But this is as far back as I can go with the camera being this close. But this is obviously it, more or less full size. Okay. And that's what the painting looks like. If I took the painting, obviously, off of this and did it that way, it would correctly look like that. All right, so it's a little more even. Here, obviously, you know, just pull back like that. But it's wet on dry, so you know a lot of this is already dry, except where I got the glycerin. Okay, but a lot of it, even my signature is dry already. So the only thing that's wet is the glycerin and the paint. I don't know if I'll take a picture and mess with it tonight. I'll probably deal with it, take a picture and everything in the morning, more than likely. All right. So, thank you, Madonna. Thank you for actually being here this long and sticking around. And Maria, same thing. I know it's like 9:30 where you are. But I do appreciate it. I'm trying to think of anything else that's coming to mind for me here. I think that's really it. I think I'm gonna really concentrate on doing this guy's comic work. Cause technically, if I was on my game, it would have been done already. Because I do them very fast, but I will get to it way sooner than I think. I do have some other painting events coming up starting June 3rd, but it will be for Home Artist Academy. Exclusive stuff. You guys can come through, yet it be charged for it, but it will be exclusive to Home Artist Academy. So, and that'll be 1 o'clock on Fridays, I believe. So, yeah. It is 1 o'clock p.m. my time, 5 or 6 o'clock. I think it's 6 o'clock their time. They're 5 hours ahead right now. So, yeah. All right, thank you for putting up with my sick behind. Hacking and coughing in your ear. Sniffling and sneezing like that bad cold commercial. Well, Maria, I don't know if this helped you or not. Other than the fact you shouldn't do a live sick. So, all right, guys. No, I won't erase it. I'll keep it up there. Well, then again, I'll keep it up there until I decide to listen to it. And if I feel it's really bad, then I'll probably destroy it. I usually download these. I'll download this one. I have to wait a while to download them. I keep a personal log of these. So if YouTube ever goes down, I still have every video. Just about every video I've ever made, I do have it on file. So, including the live streams. So, yeah. All right, guys. I shall see you when I see you. Take care.